So, you live in North or South Carolina, or you're about to travel through and you want to go to the zoo. But which zoo? The North Carolina Zoo at Asheboro or Riverbanks Zoo and Botanical Garden in Columbia? Well, we're here to give you our thoughts about that. So a lot of that will depend on the animals that you want to see, which we'll get into in a little bit. But we also wanted to talk about some other differences between the two zoos. If you're serious about this decision making, go ahead and make this Tchart so you can put tallies for each of the animals or thoughts you have about each of these zoos. Let's go. So, first off, because I need Emmy's advice for this, what do you think about the kids' play areas and splash pads? Which one did you think was better?
The North Carolina Zoo one because of the stream.
It did have a really cool stream. Both zoos had great kids' play areas. Both of them had tree houses. The North Carolina Zoo tree house was smaller.
Very much smaller.
Yeah. I think the kids' play area in the South Carolina Zoo might be better from May to October when their big splash pads open. But we went when it was not May to October, so it was not open. But you could play in the stream in the North Carolina Zoo. So we had a lot of fun with it.
Wait, in winter too?
I don't know. We went in March. It was pretty chilly, but it was still open. Which gift shop did you like better? At the North Carolina Zoo, there were at least two gift shops. One on the North America end and one on the Africa end.
Yes.
Well, actually, there must be at least three because we went to the one in the middle at the junction. It was small. And then at the
very small, where I got my mood necklace.
Yep. At the South Carolina Zoo, they had one big gift shop right at the entrance/exit, and it looked really nice.
It did.
And we got stuff there. Koala, cockatoo. Toys, not real ones.
Fake toys.
As a kid at the zoos, which size did you like better? Did you like the hugeness of the North Carolina Zoo with all the natural habitats and how we had to walk like a lot? Or did you like the South Carolina Zoo where everything was close together and you only had to walk across that bridge to get over to the Botanical Garden?
South Carolina.
Why?
I like start fast. My side starts hurting whenever I walk too far. Blah blah blah. It seems like I'm an old lady.
So just keep that in mind. Think about the people that you're traveling with. All right. So Em, what did you think about the statues and art at the two different zoos? All right. So I think the North Carolina Zoo had better art. You can also check out our North Carolina Zoo statues and art video. But they both had statues, but the North Carolina Zoo also had those cool pieces of art where you did this, and it looked different from different angles, so that was a lot of fun.
Dab, 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 dab.
So if you like Dippin' Dots, they have them.
Especially cotton candy.
They also have them at Buc-ee's for cheaper, just so you know. All right, so if you look at all of our thoughts so far, for us, the North Carolina Zoo wins. But the South Carolina Zoo also has some really strong points, like Emmy's favorite animal.
Koala.
Yes. So take just a moment now, check out some of the different animals they have, because that should be your biggest decision-making factor when you're going to a zoo.
The otters are really cute.
That was
had a cute habitat.
At the South Carolina Zoo.
And the koalas were adorable.
If you want to see elephants, you've got to go to the North Carolina Zoo and their giant natural habitats. You can see giraffes from many different angles at the North Carolina Zoo, but you can only feed giraffes at the South Carolina Zoo. Just be prepared to pay $2 for a little handful of giraffe food. And also be prepared, their tongues are black and rough. Although they did have puffins in the North Carolina Zoo, penguins were at the South Carolina Zoo. Woo-hoo. And also seals and sea lions, South Carolina Zoo. The North Carolina Zoo has a land and water polar bear exhibit. The South Carolina Zoo had a lot of flamingos, and it was really cool because we happened to be there when they were hatching eggs. The South Carolina Zoo also has where you can walk around with kangaroos and wallabies. So they didn't get actually close to us, but we got close enough to them to feel like we were with them. The North Carolina Zoo has a really cool desert habitat. It had roadrunners, which are a lot bigger than I thought they were, and porcupines. The South Carolina Zoo had lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! But the North Carolina Zoo had bears too, and we couldn't really see the tiger in the South Carolina Zoo, but it was there. The South Carolina Zoo also had a farmyard. Some of it was free, but the parts where you could feed and pet animals you had to pay for. The South Carolina Zoo actually had a lot of things you could pay extra for. None of them were very expensive, but they could definitely add up quickly. The North Carolina Zoo has ocelots, which are one of my favorite animals, along with elephants and axolotls. As Emmy mentioned, the South Carolina Zoo has both koalas and otters. As I mentioned, the North Carolina Zoo has huge natural habitats, which is great for the animals like these bison, but sometimes it's kind of hard to see them. And while the South Carolina Zoo is smaller, it also has the Botanical Gardens with lots of beautiful flowers and fountains. And then, a final thing you need to look at when you are trying to decide where to go is cost. So, the North Carolina Zoo costs $15 for adults ages 13 to 61. Seniors 62 and up are $13. Children ages 2 to 12 are $11, and children under 2 are free. Then at the South Carolina Riverbanks Zoo, adults are $21.99 plus tax. Seniors 62 plus are $19.99 plus tax. Children are 2 to 12, I guess, didn't say on the website, are $18.99 plus tax. Under 2 are free, and they also have a military rate of $19.99 plus tax. Parking is free at the North Carolina Zoo. At Riverbanks Zoo in Columbia, parking is $5 per vehicle, but free with an online ticket purchase. We didn't see anyone taking up money for parking or checking for your online purchase, but they could have those depending on the day. So, for us, we would probably choose, as long as we felt like walking and we had time, the North Carolina Zoo. But you can't go wrong with either one. Make yourself a little tally chart. Check off the animals and the other things you've seen.
Especially the koala.
And tell us below which zoo you like best or which one you're going to check out. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep roaming
to the zoo. Wait, no,
okay.
All toys are basically fake, though.